He's incredible. He's an
I'm
incredible
sure
rider.
Brazil are all on their feet watching Tamiga here. Their god of Brazil.
Yeah, and he's a fantastic competitor. And, you know, I've seen him free surf throughout last year and, you know, all the years I've been on tour, and he's incredible to watch. Unfortunately for Mark, he's been out of the quarterfinal. And we're going to see the next. Who's going to join GT in the next semi?
Well, we don't know. It's going to be the winner out of this.
Lester and Dave.
And, yep, so
okay,
it's...
this will be interesting because the winner out of this one, they're all in contention here. And if GT was to meet Dave in this next semi, it's going to be an awesome thing to watch.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to jump out and have some huevos for breakfast, and I'll be back in a few heats. Terry McKenna's going to come in and replace me and commentate this heat. Dave Winchester and Andrew Lester.
Thanks, Alex.
And
I'll catch
we'll be
up
back
with you soon,
after
mate.
this break.
Hi, my name is Jacob Romero, and this is my high-performance signature model. Growing up on the island of Maui, I surf heavy waves every single day, and this board has been designed to handle that. The contours on the deck for better flex and grip when landing big airs. The extra foam under my body softens the impact. The Certain Slick gives better flex and projection, nose bulbs for grip, 50-50 rails for speed, and channels for control. The board features PSI, precision stringer inlay. This means the stringers are molded in with the core, giving the board added strength and longevity. This board is available in 2 core options, Polypro and Paradox Sail. The Polypro comes with a single circular stringer and is better for warmer water, and the less dense Paradox Sail comes with 3 flat stringers and is better for cooler water. I designed this board to handle everything, from heavy waves to big airs. This board will take your riding to another level.
Welcome back, folks, and it's now Terry McKenna just stepping in for Alex Leon, who's going to get his favourite egg breakfast across the road. Hanging out with Dallas Singer. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Good.
Well,
just in the booth. Spent some time with Al.
Yeah, awesome. Finals day here in Puerto Rico, Puerto Escondido, and Puerto Rico's coming up next. And man, we've got some pretty crazy conditions.
Yeah, they all start morphing into one. These competitions.
They
don't
do.
they? It's a long
blur.
year.
It's been a blur. In fact, I've been on the road since Sintra, so this is my 5th event in a row. But
Wow.
look, we've got really incredible conditions here for the final day of this competition. All thanks to Turbo, of course, the Zicatela Pro. Don't forget the sportingbet.com.au. Might not be too late to throw a couple of bucks on your favourite bodyboarder and bring a whole new dimension to watching the webcast. But right now, Dallas Singer, we have an incredible heat in the water.
Yeah, two of my boys, Aussies. We got Andrew Lester and Dave Winchester.
Yeah, well, 2 of Australia's finest battling it out. And we will be concluding the contest today. Don't forget that online competition, all thanks to Techno Marine. We're going to be giving away 3 incredible watches thanks to our supporting sponsor on Facebook. So jump on Facebook. Andrew, our web guy, is right there at the moment designing a bit of a competition, and you can walk away with a watch worth like $1,000. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so thank you very much to Techno Marine. Also, Inverted, Reflex, Red Bull, Coastal Playground, sportingbet.com.au, of course, and Colorado Surf are the local guys. So let's throw down now to a bit of an interview, folks. We've got Dan Zimbra down there having a bit of a chat with Mitch Rawlings. Check this out.
Thanks, Terry. Congratulations, Guillermo Tomega, on making it through the quarterfinals into the semifinals. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great, you know, but still more to go, and you just gotta keep, you know, concentrated. Don't let your energy go in just one heat, you know. Just gotta do your job, and everything went fine. Just gotta focus for the next one.
Take us through a couple of waves out there. You got an amazing couple of waves, nice barrel on that right, and a big air forward. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I try to get the score first, and then try to bust something different. Try to do something different, you know. Get some different scores. I'm the type of guy that like to diversify my moves and stuff, and you know, that's what I was trying to do.
Right on. Well, amazing job out there. You want to make any shout-outs before the semifinals?
Yeah. Beijo para minha esposa, meus filhos. Amo vocês. Minha mãe, meu pai, meu irmão, a sogrinha, o tio Lúcio, que tá lá no sul, todo mundo. Beijão. Tem mais aí, galera.
Right on. That was Guilherme Tomego from Brazil winning that last heat, moving on to the semifinals. Back to you, Terry, in the booth. Yee.
Well, thank you very much, Dan Zimba, doing a fantastic job holding down those interviews on the main stage. Well, that is the playing field, folks, and right now you can see in the green singlet, that is Andrew Lester from Cronulla. He is taking on Dave Winchester. Winnie is wearing the red singlet. Andrew Lester in the green. Coming up next, we've got Jared Houston versus PLC, and then it's Magno taking on Hub, but that is the profile of two of Australia's best, Dallas.
Yes, I think it's ranked number 1 now, Dave Winchester, and Lester's around the 10 range now, so they're both doing really well this year, Dave in particular. I'm staying with him actually across the road, and it's good to see that he just keeps calm throughout this whole event, and he doesn't get too stressed out. He just, he enjoys himself while he's here and serves as best as he can, and that's all you can really do.
It really is one of the hallmarks of Dave Winchester's, approach to competition is the fact that he just somehow never changes his demeanour. He's always so mellow.
Yeah.
And, when he gets in the eye of the storm, he doesn't change. And I think
for
that
sure.
helps him. When you can relax, you can really perform. And, they're really connected. And, he just somehow mastered the art of staying relaxed in, intense situations.
Well, I guess you got to think about when you started. I'm sure when Dave first started bodyboarding, he's doing it for fun. And he's got to remember that this is bodyboarding. And not to get too carried away with it, and he's got a lot to keep him grounded with his awesome family and everything else that's going on in his life. So, and if it works for him, which it obviously is, it's great, and it's awesome to hang with him during this competition and just see how he does approach it. And you're right, Tez, he just keeps calm, and there's a degree of focus there too. It's the way in which he approaches it. It's pretty special, and I don't think Lester's not too unsimilar to that.
No.
He's got a smile on his face the whole time and doesn't get too he leaves it in the water really, and it lets his performance do the talking. And there's something coming through here. I don't know there's no priority at the first stage of this heat, and
no, that's right.
Just looking at this thing, Dave could be a bit deeper. I'm not sure, but Lester just not opting out for that one. It's kind of going to pearl. It might be a bit of a rip running through there that kind of starts to decrease the quality of those waves. But
yeah, well, the playing field changing just a little bit with the tide at the moment, but it does look like Andrew Lester goes into this one.
He's decided to go the second wave of the heat, and it's an absolute nugget here, Tez. Is he going to escape the pit? Doesn't seem like it. You did see him come through that real hard first section. It was a bit of a heartbreaker there that just kept chandeliering out of the end. So that's going to give Dave first priority. I'm sure he's looking for something similar to that, maybe let him out of the end. And unfortunately for Lester, he didn't get out of that one.
Yeah, well, here's the replay, folks, and you can see Andrew Lester in the green. Really nice setup, just pulls the rail up and then starts to drive it. Travels for quite a way.
It's just pushed him out of that end bit, but unfortunately that second bit's just come down and clamped all the way through the shore break. It's early days, Tez. He's just finding his feet. There's always that first wave jitters. He's had a surf this morning, and Dave's been sitting there watching the rest of the round 6 heats, and I'm sure he knows what he needs to do.
Well, two distinct sort of separate game plans being employed at the moment. Andrew Lester electing to go further down the beach. There's the Salvelmo Porto T-shirts. A couple of customers checking those ones out. On sale at the beach here for only 100 pesos, around about $10 US. Yep. And you can walk away with a nice little memento of the competition. That's Humberto. Yeah, Humberto Oliveira is, of course, there in the background with his hands on his hips, and you can see him just wiping his brow. It's been a long week for Humberto. We had a few little issues there at the start, technically, but we've got over it. We've got the webcast up and running, and people are loving it.
It's hard. We've been in an area that's been hammered by a hurricane. Can do all kinds of things to, technical stuff, and it's just we got it back online. And to Humberto's credit and everyone involved with this event, it's turned out great. And we're getting the final day of competition here. It's 6 foot offshore, and we've got the best in the water.
Yeah, that's right, mate. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Thank you very much to all those people that did, support the campaign and to make it all possible. Well, we got a first wave score coming through for Andrew Lester. It was only a 2.38. And you can see Dave Winchester now on screen. Look at the water just swirling around here. And Dal, it's not like home where you have like really distinct sort of rips. What happens here is the water comes into the shore and then it almost just funnels back underneath. And it's just got such a heavy undercurrent here, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure kids at home are thinking, I love surfing rip bowls. Why don't they just stick in it? It's great for bodyboarding. But here it's just it's fast. It takes it out, almost stops the wave in its tracks. You just want to stay clear of him completely, and you can see Dave there just wanting to get outside of those kind of ribs. That's a lifeguard's nightmare right there. I tell you what.
You betcha. Well, Dave Winchester is going to have a look at his opening wave.
Yep, just opening up the account there. Nice little left. He's kind of got past the rip there, and he's looking at that bowl. Big Rolo there, and yeah, there you go, Tez. It's kind of squashed the rest of that wave, but not a bad first one. It's better than Lester's, and I'm sure that will score in the mid range. It's started off his account, and I'm sure he's willing to improve on that.
Well, I heard Chico Garitano talking with the judging panel this morning, and one of the focuses today was the fact that it's risk and reward. They really wanted to try and look at the more technical manoeuvres. This is just a good, strong meat and potatoes kind of roll.
It is, isn't it?
And Dave Winchester just eyes it there, and you can see him when he lands. There's just so many ridges and bumps there, but he negotiated those pretty well.
Yeah.
Ended up riding down and out of it.
He knows he has to be out in front of that foam for it to be a like a good make. And it's funny you talk about the technical aspect of these waves. I've just noticed in the last heat that a couple of the rolls that the boys done didn't get scored as high as maybe yesterday. And Dave's just posted a 4.08, and maybe that's to do with the wave quality there. And it's going to be interesting.
All right, well, while there's a little break in the action, folks, we're going to pay a couple of bills. We're going to throw to an ad break and be back with more action right after this.
Yes, punters, welcome to the world of Sporting Bet.
At Sporting Bet, we live and breathe sports and racing. It's what we do day in and day out. That's why we're the punter's favourite, providing top odds and unique promotions on a huge range of markets. And our cutting-edge technology means you can bet anywhere, anytime. So if you're into sports and racing as much as we are, go to sportingbet.com.au today, because there's no better bet than a sporting bet.
Well, thank you very much, sportingbet.com.au. If you're in Spain or Brazil, Australia or New Zealand, why don't you get onto the website and get the credit card out and, throw a couple of bucks down on your favourite bodyboarder. As I said, brings a whole new dimension to following the webcast. And
of course,
who knows, you could make a nice little packet yourself just for watching.
You could be, yeah. Here we go, Andrew Lester on his second wave. Just really, that was a big wave. It just kind of squashed itself in the rip there, like I was talking about earlier. But yeah, like you said, Tez, betting on sports, makes it all that more exciting. And if you get Sporting Bet's one of the bigger, it's a massive betting agency, and I'm sure they got great odds on there. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, and we really appreciate their support. Well, this guy appreciates a nice little section up the beach. What you've got at the moment, folks, is to the south, you've got Dave Winchester, and to the north at the other end of the beach, where Hardy last year got those big rights. That's pretty much where Andrew Lester's sitting at the moment.
Yep.
He's gone right down there to try and find something. So these guys have just decided to let their talk and do the surfing. They've moved away from each other, and at the moment, well, let's look at the replay of Dave Winchester.
There you go. It could be a friendship thing. They're just starting to split the peaks here, and they have to deal with each other. But here's Dave just bottom turning. It was a real clean section for a second there, but he's just had to come up from underneath the lip and punch through. You really got to punch these lips, Tez. It's heavy, and to get your nose of your board through that, it does take skill. So that's going to put in his second scoring ride, and it's actually a 4.05, better than his last one.
Actually, 5.05.
Oh, sorry, 5.05. So, it's just, lengthening the gap between him and Lester. Lester now needs a 6.75 for him to get in that first position and advance onto the semi.
All right, well, you are watching quarterfinal number 2 right here, folks, of the Turbo Zicatela Pro presented by Sporting Bet. Final day from Puerto Escondido in Oaxaca, Mexico, and we've got a real nice swell around about 6 feet. There have been some storms looming. I rocked up this morning and it was still dark when we got here, Dal. And
right.
I noticed thunderstorms to the south, and I was with Edwin Morales. Edwin, of course, is our local guy, and he's been awesome with helping us out with the forecast and when to run and whatnot. And Edwin just said to me, "Oh, I don't like the look of that, because we have almost a hurricane type low pressure system starting to form down off the coastline about 150 miles to the south of us."
Yeah, right. That's
So we're hoping that the wind hangs in there all day. At the moment, it's been good to us. But regardless, folks, we're going to soldier on through and finish this competition here today.
Well, not that many heats remaining there, Tez. This is the second quarterfinal of 4. That means there's 2 after this. There's another 2 semis and a final. So there's 6 heats remaining today. The wind's still howling offshore, and there's some great quality waves out there just for the competitors to go out and extract in their finals. And I'm sure these guys are more than capable of high 9s to 10s, so you guys should keep keep tuned in. No matter what time it is at home, this is special stuff, and bodyboarding on the TV is new to me and to a lot of guys. It's awesome to watch, and we see the breakdown here. There is actually six heats remaining. We've got Dave Winchester and Andrew Lester in quarterfinal number 2 there on the left. Got a couple more quarters there, and we're going to the semis, and then eventually the final.
Yeah, that's right. That's it, folks. That's the road to the final. Jared Houston, PLC, coming up next, and it's Magno versus Hubbard. And then it's into the semis and the final of this insane contest here in Mexico. As I mentioned earlier, Techno Marine, one of the supporting sponsors here, and have a look at the shot on the Facebook page, folks, and check out their website at technomarine.com. You can walk away with one of these watches, Dale, and these things are worth an absolute monster. We're giving away 3 of these watches to people watching the Facebook, watching the webcast, and also interacting with us on Facebook. So, yeah, go along, have a look at the watch. You could be walking away with one of those things today.
Yeah, I know everyone's on Facebook, so, you know, if you've got anything, just send it on through, and it's something that I check most days. It's great to see that you can get all this information each day on bodyboarding, and it's amazing that that watch looks pretty cool, Tez.
Yeah, it does. If only one fell off the back of the truck. Maybe if I plug Techno Marine enough, they'll look after me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they might. You know, maybe I should start doing that too.
It worked for Alan Jones in radio in Australia. Maybe
kickbacks.
It'll work for me. Yeah, payola, we call it in the industry.
All right. That's just not Spanish for kickbacks, or?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it, mate. So thanks again to Andrew Bleakley getting that shot up there. And, as we said, we'll work out exactly how we're going to give away those watches throughout the day. Well, it's the man in the red singlet is leading this heat at the moment. He's got a 4.08 and a 5.05. These are only really sort of foundation scores, Dal. I mean, you go out there, it's like building a house. You put down there, you lay down the foundation, then you pull the walls up. Well,
here we go. Laying foundations as we speak. Here we go. Andrew Lester, I'm not sure if that was a flip. He's not sure himself, I think.
Yeah.
He's had a look back, and he's still going. Nice little invert off the end there. And that's professionalism there from Andrew Lester. And, you know, just making sure that the judges did see. I'm pretty sure that was a flip off that first section. We'll have to check on the replay from another angle. But
yeah, well, that is going to be interesting to see the replay on that one. And here we go.
Just tucking on the lip there. He's got an awesome little scoop on him, Lester, and he's come straight up with that lip. It just seems as though he turned around on that last bit, but we're going to have to check out another angle. Check this little look back. And it's still clean, that wave. So he's just got a nice little elevated little invert off there, and it's a great way to finish off a wave.
Okay, well, I've just been told that, unfortunately, he's too far up the beach, and we don't have another angle on that one, folks. So we'll have to leave that to the expert judging panel. I'd say that Chico Garitano will have the boys discussing that one.
Yeah, he's got an eagle eye on it, even better than we do on the webcast here. So it's actually posted in the 7.75 range. I'm still not sure. He could have got that if that was a roll, because it was quite a good invert off the end section. A 7.75 is a great scoring wave today, so I'm sure he's stoked with that. And he's only got a 2.38 for his second, so he's got plenty to do here. And with 10 minutes remaining, I'm sure Dave's going to want to turn on something, and he's more than capable of a wave like that also.
Yeah, well, Dave Winchester down in the second spot now. That was a situation changer, folks. It's green first, red second. Lester now trying to build on a second wave score of 2.38. That's quite easy to do for someone with his sort of talent. And Dave Winchester needing 5.09.
There he goes. He's looking at this one. He kind of knows what he needs. This one could open up. We can't really see the end bit of it, but he's definitely in the pit there. It's a nice little spit out. He's been sneezed on. There's a nice little roll out there. Just, like I said, I've seen it a few times, tying the bow. Getting a bit of dessert at the end there. A couple of rolls. Everything helps, and he only needed a 5.08. I'm sure he knew that, and that's an awesome.
Yeah, well, that's a no-brainer. You know, that thing's going to be push up towards the good sort of scoring range you can imagine. So, well, Dave Winchester, instant reply. We're down to 10.5 minutes, and you are watching quarterfinal number 2 of the Turbo Zicatela Pro.
Okay.
Here's the replay, Dal.
It's a different little angle here. You can probably see how deep he gets in that second little bowl.
Yeah, that's right. That is a better angle to
spitting
see.
out. He's all too comfortable in that section of the wave, and he's just come out with something, you know, to show the judges he's still going. So it's going to be interesting to see what he gets for this one, Tez.
Yeah, well, there it is, a 6.30 average, and this is a seesawing affair. These guys are playing musical chairs.
They are, aren't they?
Here's a different angle. This one's looking more down into the throat of this wave.
Yeah, check this spit out. It just kind of like pops him out here.
Well, that is Mother Nature sneezing. And kaboom, nice little roll there for Winchester. And again, so Dave Winchester, he had the wave cow by all 4 udders and he milked that thing to the beach.
You could say it was a tradesman-like approach there too.
Yeah.
To take a line out of your book, Tez.
How many more cliches can we fit into one little spiel? But it is Dave Winchester that moves into the lead, folks. Rider in red on screen. Now sitting on a 5.05 and a 6.3. Well, there's the couple of Brazilians. Of course, we've got Roberto Bruno and Uri Valadeo. Jorge Coloma with that infamous sideburns. They're looking a little like Elvis.
World Series chops there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Wolverine's goofy cousin.
Jorge, the
He's a classic.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Nice guy. He had a really good chance to beat GT the other day, and you know what? He's so nice that he didn't use he wouldn't use the priority on GT.
Yeah, that's
in the dying stages. He's too nice.
He'll learn not to do that in the future, but no, he's a legend.
If the situation was reversed, I'm sure we know what would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen his face here, throughout the whole time I've been doing the tour, and Jorge's the kind of guy that he's always smiles, and it's good to see the boys all viewing the last few heats of today in the competitors area. They're all interested to see what happens, and everyone's got their own little situation. Wherever someone lands, it could mean something else for someone else on the tour. Ratings are a pretty big deal here, and we're getting into the final stages of this event.
Well, getting to the final stages of this heat as well too, folks. We're coming down to the pointy end of it with about 8 minutes left on the clock. It is Dave Winchester in the lead. Andrew Lester in second spot, only needing 3.60. There is nothing between two of these guys. Andrew, of course, is a former ISA world champion and, featured on the World Tour for a number of years. He, unofficially retired, I guess, out of competition for a year or two.
Yeah, I think he's seen this. The rebirth of the tour almost kind of bring these guys out of the woodwork.
It did.
Lester's one of those competitors that, if it's on the line there and he can see he can do just as good, he's going to pop out, and that's what he's done this year. And he's more or less, this is his first season on tour, this new one, and he's done amazingly.
No, that's right. Well, this man's done amazingly as well, folks. That is the current world champion for France PLC, Pierre-Louis Costes. Came off a win at Sintra, rocked up at Rio. He didn't look too pumped at that 6-star at Copacabana. The waves are pretty small, and he just kind of went out there and lost in the first round. But he's really psyched here. He's been surfing very smart right throughout the tournament.
Of course.
And he's going to be super hard to beat. But he is coming up against Jared Houston. And remember last time both these guys met was in the final at Sintra.
Yeah, interesting.
Where Jared only needed like a 5-point-something to win that final. And he kept on flipping. It was right on dark in the afternoon at Sintra in kind of small conditions. And he just was falling short every time. And Pierre got him. But I reckon this could be a bit of payback. Right?
Oh, for sure. I know Jared's thinking about that second place he got in the last event, and he needs that one up, and I'm sure he knows what his tally is against Pierre this year, and I'm sure they're quite even. But when it comes down to a final like that, it really depends on who comes out with the win, and Pierre did. And we've got the same sort of thing going on here in quarter number 3 coming up next.
Yeah, going to be really good to watch, folks. And Jared Houston he's never tasted victory on the competition dais on the IBA World Tour. He's never won a Grand Slam event, and I think it's probably long overdue.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
He's always been a very talented bodyboarder, and he's got super close, and he'll be looking to try and go one better. But that man there in the green singlet, Andrew Lester, with 6 minutes remaining, doesn't need too much of a score.
No, he's sitting out there, needs a small score really of a 3.6.
All right, well, let's break in the action. Once again, folks, we are going to throw to a commercial and come right back after this here in Zicatela. Well, thank you very much to the guys at Invert, and you saw their cool website there. Why don't you go along and surf your way into that little spot and check it out while in between the action here at Zicatela. Well, you can see some lines starting to approach.
Sure can, Taz.
And we've got like just corduroy line to the horizon. This could mean action.
Yeah, this is all opportunity here for Dave Winchester to extend his lead here. He's looking the other direction. So is Lester. there could be something in this heat. And they actually are sitting on different peaks, which is interesting. Lester's down there on the right-hander, further down the beach, where Dave's kind of trying to milk that left. It can work out their favour. They got their first priority on each of the peaks. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes in the last 4 minutes and a half. Leicester really needs to turn it on here with a 3.6, but I'm sure it's going to take much for Dave to get back in the hunt too. So he's winning by a 1.22. They're both second wave scores aren't great, so I'm sure they're going to turn it on for the last point of this heat.
If any, it's weird, but Leicester's in second spot, but I feel that he's probably in a better position.
Oh yeah,
with a 7.75.
It's almost the upper hand, Tez, with a 3.6.
It is the upper hand. The fact that he needs a 3.6,
which is more or less nothing. He could take off and just do a roll on a small one, and that's going to get him the score. So I'm sure he knows that. He might try and bleed this heat out to the end and not give Dave the opportunity to, rebuttal.
Well, it's going to be very exciting either way. Have a look at that beast of a wave.
Where is this wave? It must be in between the competitors.
No, that was further south again, I believe. Or maybe it was in between, but have a look at the corner of that thing. And this is why we're here, Dale.
Yeah, Dave might have seen that and just charged through. Here he goes. He actually let that first one go, and he's seen this is going to be a better wave. It's spitting already. He's tucked under the lip. He's just cruising under there, going a nice little pace there. I'm sure he's going to get something else in the end here. Maybe stucked out, but that's more or less going to beat his 5.05 for his second best wave. And Leicester's seen that one, and he's kind of stuck in the rip there, unfortunately. But it's going to make it harder for him, to get that lead.
Well, you can see Andrew Lester. There's 3 minutes on the clock, folks, and we're going to just delve back into the hard drives and see if we can dial up a replay on that wave. All thanks to Sportingbet. Here's the replay, Dale. And
there he goes.
Parks it in the tube. He puts the pie in the oven, and that was a very nice barrel.
Yep, cooked it straight out of the top, and he's just putting a little something on the top there, which is El Rolo. He knew he didn't have to do much else, so he's just ducked out there. But, a great wave there for Dave. It didn't, the wave just done it all for him there, and he didn't have to try too hard. He just sat in the pocket.
And at the end of the day, that looks like it's netted Dave Winchester a 6.90, 6.9. So now Andrew Lester, well, the gate's still open for Lester. A 5.45 required for Green. With 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock, Andrew Lester, that's a very achievable score still.
Definitely. I'm sure Dave would probably hope to get it. He's probably hoping for something more. He's definitely not out of the woods yet. He's falling around. Maybe he's looking for Lester's peak there, but we've got 2 minutes remaining. This is going to be pretty exciting to see what happens here. This is world title kind of stuff each heat from now on for Dave. He's bettering his 9th that he got in Portugal. If he was to win this heat, he's going straight into a 3rd place, which is going to make it all harder for everyone else there to win a world title.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if Dave Winchester wins here today and the other front runners don't make the final, he could be world champion.
Oh, geez, that's even an extra little boot there. So
that's right. So you can see the pressure mounting on that rider in red. 6.90 last wave for Winnie. As mentioned earlier with Dow, we're in the final day of the contest. Risk equals reward, and just a tube and then a roll. Both those kind of fundamental kind of aspects of bodyboarding. And, the judges really rewarding today those more technical moves, looking for the big inverts, big backflips, all that sort of stuff right in the pocket. Well, we are coming down to 1 minute remaining. Un minuto más. And that is going to be a very long minute for that man in the red singlet, Dave Winchester.
Yeah, this minute will feel like 10 for him. And, this whole year would feel... I'm sure his whole year's felt like this. He's been in the lead for so long now. It's every heat counts for him, and every heat that someone else surfs counts for him. So this is pretty important here for Dave, and Andrew's going to look for a 5.45 to jump him, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen with 40 seconds remaining.
That's the first time that I've seen Winnie really anxious.
It's duck underwater, those feet are going a million miles an hour.
Little heads moving around, bobbing around from side to side. We've got about 30 seconds remaining.
Seems as though the swell's gone flat here. He's got a smile there, but he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's yelling something at the Lester there, just slow down, mate. Look. Oh, my goodness, here we go.
Nah, that's a classic. That was a Jerry from last year.
It was too. He's gone for the Jerry tribute. And that could be the end of the heat here. Tez, this is one step closer for Dave Winchester to get his world title. It's incredible. And he's going to come up against Jeff in the... No, he's going to come up against Tamiga in the next semi, so...
Well, how radical is that heat?